Collective, back at it with another live stream. And you know what, you guys? We're not even gonna do like the full shebang as normal because Girly Pop is tired. All right. Um, I have been, as you can see, working heavily behind the scenes, a lot going on, a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. And I'm really grateful to say those things. Whew. But if you don't mind, as far as the clapping and dancing right now, I'm going to leave that to the collective. After all, these messages, this particular one, for sure, all right, definitely for you collectively, and definitely a wonderful excuse to gather again in one of our happy spots, right? If I do say so myself, I definitely enjoy any moment shared with the collective, especially during the live stream. But as you can see, a lot has been going on behind the scenes as usual, right? But yeah, so there's that for anyone wondering, and for anyone who cares, thank you so much that you do. 111 on the timer I just saw. New beginnings, understatement, right? Right now energies are what you're going to insist they are, right? I said what I said. Love and light, Geet. Very nice to see you. Welcome in, honey bun. Um, so what I mean by that is right now, and I've been posting quite heavily in the Facebook group, you guys. So if anyone's on there and has the audacity to kind of sign up, I mean, it's free and everything. Love and like Kiki all. I've been posting about a lot of goings on. I don't really want to say too much on here on this particular platform. Another reason why it's so great if you join other platforms, inclusive of that Facebook group, you guys. It's free. Okay, so serious. Anyhow, so for those, really making themselves aware, I didn't necessarily say those watching news media, but those making themselves aware of what all is going on here, right? Um, you can really kind of match up the energy as like confirmation once you find out some of those things that are going on vibrationally, okay, regarding frequency. And you guys, whether you're an earth sign or not, okay, please and thank you, send Gaia some love, all right? The earth has her own ascension and ascension points, right? And we are part and parcel of the whole process as well. So it's best to act like you know that, and really, when you see fit, send light, send love light, okay? Just like you would for people out there on the street, whether you know them or not, right? You send light. You pray for the person broken down on the side of the road. You pray for the person who doesn't even have a chance to be broken down on the side of the road because they're too busy walking to their next, lot in life kind of thing, right? And it's definitely not easy out there, you guys. But again, I've started with saying the extreme part of all of that truth, which is it is what you make of it. You literally have the power to be like, okay, this crappy situation is going to be like the grade A worst, horrific, nightmarish type of crappy situation, or it's just going to be something we get through and are grateful to tell about it on the other side kind of thing. All right. Another thing, and this is me dumbing down a lot of like stuff because again, from one platform to the next, again, rulers, principalities, all of that jazz, right? If you know, you know, and if you don't know, I invite you, in fact, I implore you, study to show yourselves approved. You guys find out what some of these riddles and for entertainment purposes only are actually saying, especially in the spiritual community. Please and thank you, use your intuition. Please and thank you, ask for assistance about utilizing your intuition, because from one person, reader, entity, prophet, prophetess, leader, teacher to the next, all right, not necessarily the same source. I'll say it that way. Long story short, okay? Not that it's a contest, but as far as, my position for my particular collective, I'm here to empower and guide and assist. I don't see a problem in that. I feel like it's a problem when I see people, places, things, insisting on projectioning towards, or projecting, excuse me, towards their collective. That's another thing. All right. So you guys, be mindful of the source of the channel of the information. And even if someone should say, here's where I got this, there's where I got that, I need you to check, right? If it's something you care about. Otherwise, why would you even take anything that anyone has to say about anything? I mean, You'd just be not living your life in that way. And we're not here to not live. We're here to thrive. And my whole point is not simply survive. Of course, we've already come here as the winner. We won, in case you needed that out there. Like, congratulations, you're the winner. Yep, you, every one of you, right? But what are you going to do with that win? In spite of how it looks like you failed, perhaps. Food for thought. Yeah, but like seriously, chew on that for real, okay? You guys, success and growth are in your cards. Don't you want to hear more about it? I'm sure you do. Firstly, we're going to ring the bell. Those that know what to do may do so now. If you are enjoying the vibe and you have yet to do so for whatever freaking odd reason, right? Go on ahead and subscribe, all right? When you do that, you're assisting the channel as well as the mission behind the channel, which is to get more free messages out to beautiful souls like yourselves who may need the guidance. And 555, just hit the timer, you guys. These are really excellent angelic code for today's angelic message, all right? And you know what? I'm not here to spoon food everything, right? So, excuse me, spoon feed. I'm saying, I'm like listening to, there's a lot going on, me trying to explain the inexplicable again for the billionth time. I know, collective. One day I'll simmer down on that, I'm sure. Anywho, right? Long story short, please take what you can in all aspects of all of the messages that you hear through this channel. Also, you guys be mindful, not able to be on here every second of the day, right? Go figure, all right? This too shall pass. However, right? Get what's on this channel for you. It was here for you the whole time, whether you discovered it, whether you heard it already or not. Sometimes it takes more than one time, more than one try, go figure, to get some of these things. And again, from one platform to the next, they're able to be presented or not. So if you know, you know. Somebody got that. All right, I feel it. Somebody's excited to start learning a little bit more and going a little bit deeper. Congratulations and thank you, because when you do that, you're not only assisting you and or your people, all right, you're assisting the collective energy, and that refracts back onto source, yes, but also Mother Gaia. Go figure. You're no small potatoes here, honey bun. That's why we talk about it all the time. I personally love to talk about it because I'm like, where's the problem in that? And I feel like maybe, you know, I kind of like learned to adapt that mentality behind being a little different, being a lot gifted, right? You know, it is what you make of it. And society doesn't necessarily, on a whole, know how to feel comfortable with like-minded individuals like ourselves. And that's why it's really important to have a gathering space, irregardless of the platform, right? And there are many. You guys check out the description box below. All right, below every video on this channel, you'll find the same links for the same freebies. All right, and there's information there, and there's laughter there, and there's a lot of love there. All right, so check them out. Check them out. Doesn't cost a thing, but it could make you money. So there's that. You know, if you know, you know. All right. So let's see. Anyone have love and light again, Kiki and Geet? Much love and light to you. If no one has any questions at this time, that's cool. I really appreciate you guys hopping on the way you did. I hope you make yourselves comfortable to get some of the messages that will most assuredly resonate for you, right? Even if piece by piece and not as a whole and measure, all right? But I really appreciate you guys being here, because it doesn't really work so well without you. I'm here for you to deliver the messages to you. So you being here really works and really matters, and I'm very grateful to be able to say that. And thank you. The way you came in and hit the like, I love you guys. Thank you so much. All right. So the bell will ring again, no worries and no pressure. What we are talking about is somebody connected to the collective, and it could be each and every one of you. Gosh, I hope that's not the case for this type of energy, this type of card, feeling alone, as the card states, right? But listen up, if this is you, there may be aspects about what all we're talking about that you don't resonate with, but I know you can get a little something. You can get something out of this one, all right? So hang tight, okay? And maybe that's what you have been feeling, like tightness, you know, the chest comes to mind, right? This restrictive energy about the throat. And I do look down and I see blue quartz indicating communication, connection, and clarity coming out for you as some form of assistance, okay, via those gems, those rocks, as a lot of people like to call them, all right? But the gemstones, semi-precious stones, however you want to tag word those out, okay? We are talking about blue quartz in this particular situation, and blue is also a calming color, but often does connect with energies referable to the throat chakra. Okay. Um, this card says, I inspire hope in myself and others. And so, of course, many of you do that, right? And many of you do this in spite of feeling alone. All right. So many of you, maybe you do understand well and good. I'm sure you do. All right. But for those that maybe have yet to play catch up to this, you're never truly alone. All right. Now, hear me out. Again, I understand that most of you connecting to this particular message, I understand that. All right. But we're still talking about this energy, aren't we? Right? Keeps coming back around. Maybe there's a lesson in it. Okay. So we're going to take a little deeper look, but you do have this propensity to be a light, whoever I'm speaking to from the collective. Maybe people call you that, right? Maybe people remark on your energy, or just, you just glow from outside in. You're going, yep, I know. Feel alone though, because as far as trying to find somebody else like me, and again, not even like as far as aesthetic or like social class or tax bracket necessarily, but in the sense of like-mindedness, in the sense of coding, right? I get that. So you could also subscribe to being on the twin flame journey, because that energy did come out in the romance angel aspect of the session that I've gone ahead and pulled most of the cards for today, you guys, right? So the crazy thing is, I know that that's a synchronicity to the message, and it's literally a message, someone being guided to reach out. So it could be by text, you guys, just saying, right? But let's ground here a little bit, okay? So the reality is, perhaps you're at a crossroads. Perhaps you feel like you've gone as far as you've ever come, and it's like, as much as you want to celebrate that, and that's all well and good, you're alone in that, right? And again, you understand that you've got all the supernatural unseen forces and yada yada yada. But how many times does one want to take a walk into the woods and look crazy, speaking out amongst unseen forces, angels, spirits, and the like? It gets old, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, I'll do it, right? I'll do it. More times than not, me personally, you guys, you're going to see me like out in the world alone, but never alone at all, right? And so often, I mean, gosh, there could be more people than I probably, I'd shudder to realize, have caught me seemingly talking to myself, looking crazy as ever, right? Smiling and giggling, right? And so it's like, it's cool that you can do that and everything. You can just be that magical and everything. Like, you're literally a spiritual badass. Like, that's cool. It's sexy. That's hot. But you're alone, right? Feeling lonely, even when you're in crowds of people that you're inspiring, perhaps. Go figure. Ask your girl how she knows. Oh, I get it. Okay, you don't even got it. You are, look at my face. Yep, I get it. Okay, but this is not where the period is. Like, there's no like actual stagnancy here. That's the thing. So we got to talk about. Oh my God, you want to know what really is going on the whole time? Success and growth. Oh, whether guy, girl, what have you, success and or growth. No, success and growth. You get both. Yeah, you earned it, didn't you? Yeah, you earned it, because you are that spiritual baddie, whether guy, girl, what have you, and you're doing the damn thing, just jumping over hurdles, jumping timelines, right? Quantum leap shifting and shit. Yeah, this is also why you would have to be alone, right? Maybe perhaps up until this point, okay? Because how are you going to do everything all at once and then understand that you weren't just living in survival mode? Because I feel like if you literally try, I don't even really give a rat's ass who you are. If you literally try to do everything all at once, there's not nearly as much like, uh, gosh, should I say success? But I could at least say joy and stability. Or how are you going to have as much joy and even stability when you're just going, and that's like trying to understand what happened to you, right? Like, hear me out. That's like trying to say, even under a situation where you're hypnotized, right? And the hypnotist is like, right, like Dolores Cannon's there or something, right? Like, just go with the delusion. We'll get to the actual teaching part, right? But delusions can be sometimes fun. Maybe there's some synchronicity in that. Maybe start stirring up a little bit more delusion so that you can get through the getting through without all of the hesitation and that tightness, honey, because you can't walk around with your butt cheeks clenched up and still walk a aisle comfortably, can you? Who wants to try it? Aren't you done? You're done. Okay, so just breathe, as the card states, okay, because you can and you should. here's a sitch. A lot of people were taught that simply and solely the heart has something to do with pumping the blood through the body and, allowing cleansing and clearing the blockages, etc., etc. Well, your lungs really are the powerhouse behind, really, as a pump, not just the heart. Okay, it makes sense because even if you can't make sense of that, you understand that your body is part of a system working together or not. See, when it's not working together, you really probably notice more often than not that you have a body. Don't be that one to wait until it's to that dire detrimental state to then start checking it. Like, oh, ribs not happy, eh? Should stretch release, perhaps, right? Right. Okay, but if nothing else, breathe. Okay, because that's really going to help cleanse, clear, all right, allow for you to continue to pump out joy and stability for yourself firstly and then others, because that's how you are, right? um and so opportunity is beckoning here, all right, allowing for you to shine. We're going to get into what that's about, all right? Oh, just did here. Oh, hi, hello, hey, hi. Did you hear that knock at the door? Did you hear the download in your right ear, perhaps? Did you see the portal energy open up? Right? Like, there is some call, all right, spiritually, magically, you might say, all right. It's definitely dealing with current energies. It's definitely dealing with trying to get your attention. Have you been giving it your attention? Well, you'd have to probably sit down, slow down, have the intention to meditate and receive. You probably have to really tell the male energy within self, as well as the hard ass female energy within self, and we all got all of that, irregardless of the meat suit, irregardless of your gonads, irregardless of your sexual preference. I'm so serious, we're talking energy, right? And we all are just that, energy, not simply and solely the meat suit. Makes sense? All right, so now that you're caught up, right, you can give yourself permission to shine. How do you do that? Well, along with breathing, all right, you've got to confront. There is some hesitancy there. I kind of wanted to like not know where the card was about what we have to do about this. Is that you? I'm hearing your name Joe. Interesting. There's also a name, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it. It sounded to me like Sudhan, but it seems like it's Sudhan. Definitely connecting to this message as well. If there are any other names to come through, I will definitely gift you that. No worries, right? The other crystals that we had come out for your session here, honey bun, all right, and they are also assistants, right? It is what you make of them. Okay, some people call them rocks. Some people think people praise rocks. We're not here about that, but we can talk about crystals and what they can do, right? So we've got green fluorite and red tiger eye, all right? Not gonna lie, the red's still giving brown to me. I don't know if they're, I was gonna pick out some pieces and I thought, well, this is tiger eye. I'm not sure if it's, because even on this card, it's not really giving any kind of red. I guess it's a ruddy kind of brown, perhaps, right? But the green fluorite talking about protective, cleansing, and healing. The red tiger eye talking about confidence, motivation, and vitality. Gosh, don't you want more of that, right? Well, opportunity beckons. Here's the thing. You've got to create it, okay? You've got to co-create it. Again, you're never really alone. So, I mean, don't try to get tripped up now. Talk about, I got to do something, anything, all by myself, always and always. That was never on the menu. It was never a thing unless and until you thought that way and or will again think that way. I'm not projecting onto you. I'm asking you to be mindful of the potentiality here. Because even when the potentiality exists, you've got to know your why in the matter, what you're going to do about it, right? If you get triggered one time, chances are, I mean, I'm not here to really be the Debbie Downer or anything, all right? Just chances are, okay, you could, because you're here to learn and grow your soul, have another reason to learn, even if a different lesson, through the means of being triggered. So you got to understand, if and when you're going to be triggered, what would you do about that? You're just going to panic. You're just going to avoid the what if about that to the point so hard that if and when it does come around, you're all like, I don't know, right? You're glitching. No, right? it's best to just go on ahead and be in balance anyway, not in the sense of some preparation for some what ifs, right? But in the sense of knowing even if that you already got covered, or at least you got the precursor towards getting more clarity about the back end of what those next steps may be, whether they are words, right? Like this throat chakra communication issue seems to be in your midst that you've got to confront, or more. And the reason why I say that too is, you guys, the green fluorite and the red tiger's eye, and we'll get to their messages, came in the reverse. Okay, so I know it's an oracle, right? But I also know my cards, and I also understand how to read them for what I'm doing. I have to say it that way because I don't do what some of those others are doing out there with the cards, kind of thing, right? Not that it's a contest, but it is an observation, and I'm okay with that. I'm not here bashing anyone, and I'm not suggesting that I'm bashing anyone. To be clear, right? So there's that. But the message is, my energies are balanced and grounded, connecting to the green fluorite, and I am confident, motivated, and passionate, connecting to the red tiger's eye, again in the reverse, and I don't love that for you. So we got to fix that. And you know how you fix it again is this confront action. It's a to-do item on the to-do list, honey bun. Now what? You're just gonna avoid this still? You're just gonna hold your breath and never breathe in and out? Sounds like stagnancy. Sounds like putting a period on that, particular juncture of the path that we're talking about right now. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You'd have to know why, because hell, I'm here to challenge it, and I'd like to know, why would you do that? Why would you choose that? I don't see any cards here from the angelic realm doing anything other than assisting you to really confront. Okay, so if you feel like you need assistance beyond breathing, beyond understanding that you have the capacity and the permission to balance out all of your energies, all right, then ask for angelic realm assistance. Then ask for assistance of your spiritual guidance team. Then ask for assistance of your ancestors. Then ask for assistance of God, Goddess, Source, Universe. They're all waiting to assist you anyhow, and are, let's be honest, already assisting you. The more you kind of focus your awareness of that, boy, oh boy, the prettier it gets, all the more faster. You can breathe even so much more deeply and relaxed. I'm so serious. 222, just hit that timer. The gateway of what? Decision about balance. What will you? Well, again, we were still talking about how basically you just have to go on ahead and confront it. Maybe some of you are scared of confronting self, not even anything or anyone else. Mm-hmm. Who told you to be afraid of you, honey? Was it you? Why? You'd have to know why, because I'm here to challenge that one too. Yeah, and I'd like to know. So put it in the comments, right? Confront it, at least by putting it in the comments. All right, you guys need to literally start showing yourselves that you're capable of doing the work and doing the work on the fly, because sometimes you're expected to do the work on the fly. Sometimes you're at work and somebody comes up and says something to you and you're like, I know they are joking right now, right? And even then, you've got to come up with something on the fly. Part of life, okay? This is life sustaining ish. This is not, toxic town. Like, let's just all learn how to go down the rabbit hole into the deep, dark abyss and just unalive ourselves, kind of thing. No, that's not even on the menu. However, many people are wishing right now you would, that you already should have succeeded at that, right? And so again, you've got to know your why at these things so that you keep your ish about yourselves. You keep your mental space. You keep your heart space to the point where it is closed off for mofos that don't mean you any well and don't carry any purpose in your life, to the point where they are not in your life. Right? And or even if it's, let's be honest, you find yourselves holding yourselves back. It's like, oh, did I catch me saying some old paradigm shift ish? Am I in the right now headspace, or was that me from 1981 kind of thing, right? Or was that me from 1994 kind of thing? You'd have to check, because no one else around you is going to check for you. And even if they are, right? Because Never say never, right? Some people care so much, they'll try to live your life through you way before they try to live their own. Even then, how toxic is that? So you would have to understand all what you got going on to even properly read the room. Okay, so really, that is not actually my best, relationship in life. Come to find out, they were using me, right? Like you, I mean, stranger things have happened. We've all, I feel like every single one of us, if you found this channel, can resonate with that last scenario. All right, just saying. Not here to word curse, but many of us, quite frankly, it just is what it is. We've been used in many ways, perhaps. All right. What will you do now? Right? Because you'd have to confront that version of you that said, yeah, it's okay to be in that toxicity. Yeah, it's okay to be used because I'm using them. It's okay to use somebody else just because they're using me. I'm sorry, where did the love walk out of your life? Like okay, so you need to balance, right? Yin and yang within self in order to really experience that on the outside of you in your life, inclusive of your love life, inclusive of a lover on the other outside of your meat suit, whether they are twin flame or not. Okay. And really what I am seeing from your angels right now, and we'll get to some names as well, you know, there are angels all over this assisting you with this feather energy here, to, gain a better perspective, to choose a different perspective, to choose the right perspective. And what I mean by right perspective is the perspective that you actually actively carry in this new earth timeline, in this new earth energy. And that would, of course, be at least inclusive of your higher self mind, morals, actions, words, feelings, thoughts. Okay. But you're being assisted whether you have awareness of that or not. And now that you do, what will you? Right? Well, if I were to answer the question, right, this is me trying to help, it's not a contest, right? I would say, well, I mean, what I'm damn sure gonna do is magnify the fact that this is truth. Like, wow, there's like legions of feathers. There's yes, there's legions of feathers connected to angels. No, let me stop. There are legions of angels, all right, connecting to aspects of my clarity. And so I align with aspects of that clarity and that timeline version of my consciousness, aka my higher self, being assisted by unseen forces, right? To gain what? Clarity on what next steps about how to balance out your ish. Whether this is simply because you are a people pleaser, you're overarching that energy that gives, hunts, gathers, right? Even though, maybe you don't subscribe to being a Paul Bunyan, or your name's not Paul, or you actually don't have a bunion. Good job on that one, okay? Just saying, right? You know what you got going on here. 14 is a very high ranking spiritual number. It is a very spiritual number. It is very high ranking. And you might want to look up that number. I'm just saying, look up those angel numbers, would you? They really help round out the message. I'm so serious. 2757 on that timer. All right, so technically, really talking about 777. Rewards incoming. Closing out of cycle, perhaps, right? Getting rid of that mental stagnancy, that mental delay. And of course, being assisted by your angels to anchor in this higher mind perspective, okay? Anchoring in the balance, okay? Could be some significant to, could be some significance to like light violet or pinks. Gosh, they're just all kind of all over my table at the moment. Or reds. There is some activation about the throat chakra. I did also see in your cards also the sacral chakra, as well as the third eye chakra. Trying to think if there was one more. Sacral chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra. All right. Because there is some aspect of you that's being asked to step up to the plate here vocally, and with maturity, not with simply and solely rage. Maybe there was some rage to be attached, depending on what all you got to say here, right? But be mindful to be in balance even with that. I mean, there's a way to be like perhaps miffed, right? But without losing your ish. There's a way to understand that somebody intended to offend, without actually being offended. You could just identify the attempt at the offense and reject the offense without losing your head, right? And even in the throes of that kind of passionate arena or ring or environment, right? Call upon your angels because they're very much aware already of the situation and willing to work for you, not against you. Okay, it's not a test at that. Like, you should just already know that you are loved and supported. Like, you don't have to, I mean, it's even scriptural. You don't like bow down to angels. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are already worthy of their assistance. The downfall to that is if you should not believe and or feel or expect that to be the case, chances are you won't live the highest vibrational timeline or as unscathed as it could have been without understanding how to ask for assistance. Good thing, you guys, and I always teach this, to be clear, you don't have to sit there and go, EIL, Hadbuyua. I don't even know how to say these names, right? I don't even know how to say the names. Are they offended? No. Is it a prerequisite for their assistance? No. And that's why they have cards about it in case you needed to catch up on the back end of some of the names. All right, since we're talking about them, I also have Rehail. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing the names correctly. We've got Damabia and Luvia. I don't even know how to say their names, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Right? And that proves my point. I'm very much assisted, as are you, by these angels. The cards came out to confirm, right? So there's that. And it's okay. Like, for anyone, like, I used to worry about these things, you guys. I'm not going to lie. So, I mean, like, if I could have worried about it, maybe somebody else out there could too. Not that you should, and that's why we're talking about it. So, take the pressure off if that was you. You don't have to know, like, every single, you know, aspect of light's name. The good news is that the creator knows, right? But you are very much supported and loved. Okay, there's no way around it, other than for you to just really be stubborn against what is that truth, to the point of living out what seems that way. Just like it can seem like you are all alone, but many of us know, and for those that maybe didn't, today is the day. You are never alone, always and in all ways. And guess what? You can feel just as alone as you want to, right? In a sea of people, in a sea of people with all eyes on you, even, go figure. And some people go through, these type of energies, these type of circumstances from one day to the next, depending on your industry, right? Some people show up on a stage day after day, night after night, all eyes on them, right? They're being pulled on energetically. They're being desired sexually, even, right? And they're, the apple of some people's eyes, who would, maybe lay claim and lay life over knowing them and loving, the individual on stage. And the whole time, that individual on stage giving to the world is feeling alone. Just saying, okay? This is why once you actually start working, like, with your higher minded self, right? And tapping into higher frequencies, okay? The very assistants that love you and love to assist you, then you can ground down into a better version of your reality. Because from one star-studded, famed event night to the next, you can live that out differently, right? So you've seen celebrities have crash outs, right? Like Doja Cat comes to mind. And I'm not coming for you, Doja. I'd love to read your cards. Let me know. Like, definitely respect there. Okay. So there's that. But in all honesty, people have looked to her as, a form of entertainment. Of course, sexually comes to mind, right? But just even in the sense of, escaping through the world of Doja Cat, the lyrics of Doja Cat, the aesthetic even of Doja Cat, right? And Doja understands all of this to the point where she's like, you think you know me, you don't know me. You will never know the actual real me, This is basically, you're looking at me like I'm a product, like something on a shelf to buy to experience, kind of thing, right? And it's not even about her artistry at that point. It's just about the perceptive assumptions that are always being projected onto her, right? And so, other people don't necessarily get that. They're like, man, you're on the top, you're top tier. All the world is a stage for you. That can be very lonely. So please don't allow for lack of bodies to even allow you to feel alone, because I need you to know the truth of the matter is your feeling alone has much more to do with you than anyone else who is and or is not around. And here's a prime example. Another reason why you can feel all alone next to someone, whether you lay with them or whether you lay with them, just saying, okay? Um, you break bread with them, kind of thing, right? Is because you are not protecting yourself from the very experiences, the unrequitedness, the I don't even want to go much. It could go so much more darker than what I'm just gently scraping the surface about here, and I just don't want to go there right now, but I'm not unmindful, right? And so, it's like to sit there and allow yourself to run programming that goes meet me, I've looked to left and to right and there is nobody in sight, and then that automatically has to allow for you to succumb to loneliness, because haven't you looked to somebody dead in their face and said, please love me, it's all I've ever wanted, and they just blankly stared back at you and you felt alone, right? So you can't, once you can, oh, okay, yeah, cheat code, body don't mean ish if the energy, if the frequency of love is not there. Okay, love is not just a service. Love is not just about taking a photograph and making it look good. Love is not about sex that feels good, just to say, like, so once you really do this work, okay, once you really confront you, the good, bad, the ugly, the masculine, the feminine, anything in between, upside down, around, you know, get the clarity of why you are the way you are. And do you like that? And if you don't, get the clarity on how to make change. And if you can't get the clarity, you feel from yourself, ask for assistance. Okay, whether that's through your spiritual guidance team, whether that's through booking a session. Okay, but get stubborn at this to the point where you actually confront to the other side of it, because that's where all of the opportunities are for you to experience in life and in love. That's where you shine ultimately. Okay, you're not going to be able to put a period at this juncture where you are, Geiger, or what have you, whether you're here for love or life or not. Okay, there's more than this. And so, what will you make of it? Okay, you can allow your past, as wonderful or as horrific as it already is, and you can allow that to be the stepping stone to go beyond where you are now. Okay, but you've got to make the choice. Your divine guidance team can't do it all the way without you. All right, why? Because you're here to co-create. You signed a contract to do just that. But gosh, isn't it more than worth it when we're talking about joy and stability, when we're talking about success and growth? Okay, Michael is also here, referable to angelic assistance. All right, so please allow for what you came here to be received. Okay, it's not like you're here to do it all alone. All right, and for some of you, this is going to allow for you to finally be seen and heard by a lover, a best friend, right? Someone who doesn't show up in the energy of that of an opponent, of a hater. Okay, you deserve that for sure. All right. Um, this card, the Oracle states, rejoice when it appears. Okay. It says, the powerful energy of love surrounds you. Use it. Listen to your heart. What is it asking you to do? Should you reach out your hand in friendship to someone, offer forgiveness, or make yourself more available? Trust in your ability to create and maintain true loving relationships. Now is the time to make that happen. Okay, so some of you, you're being guided by the angelic realm regarding this, heightened awareness, this dark night of the soul type of energy, this ascension. Okay, in, namely again the sacral chakra, the third eye, and of course throat chakras. All right, and some of you, this is because you do have someone you're being guided towards. Okay, and it looks like, obviously, just to be clear, this is going to be somebody you already know. Um, some of you, this is someone that, you have on your mind. You go, this is that person. They're in my energy. Okay. So take what resonates here. But long story short, this is all a soul lesson about truth. Okay. That you're being ushered into, guided to. All right. With this confront energy. All right. Just breathe also comes to mind. Some of you really need to work at expanding your lungs in larger aspects, even dimensionally, than you previously allowed. And you guys, if you check, you're not the only one, because I noticed this on a personal note. My normal, like, resting, like, breathing, even like when I'm at the gym, like full force exercising, I literally have to, like, tell myself, like, you better breathe, like, breathe in, and so I don't know, I feel like I can't be the only one, but if that's you too, just know you're not alone. All right, it is something to be worked at. Okay, so breathe. All right, we have the right to, we may as well, and it's so beneficial. Okay, but this soul lesson, joy, also is the bookmarker for this particular oracle, both connecting back, I'm sorry, well, connecting to the throat chakra as well as the heart chakra. Okay, it's so funny, we were talking about the lungs and the heart earlier, how really they work together to really allow for you to be balanced and cleansed in your meat suit vessel. um, and I get it, not everyone's here for love, but if you are here for love, if you know you've been intending to attract in love, and if you know that that's part and parcel of the rewards system for progressing and learning your soul, and making positive change, then listen up. Okay, 17 is the angelic code that this card comes with, reducing down to an 8. You could be seeing 8 in significance. You could be seeing 19s and or 18s, 8s or 9s. A lot of 4 energy as well I'm looking at. And not gonna lie, there's 1 5 in the pile, and you guys know what that means, right? You only need one of those to talk about life-changing change. Okay, so this card, soul lesson truth, is your card. Your body is listening. It hears all your thoughts and words. Your words are powerful, and they instruct every cell in your physical body. Pay close attention to how you think, describe, and relate to your body. Perhaps your heart and soul better know your mind about how you should feel about yourself. This is why you've got to check in, you guys, because, like, for instance, could you imagine if you only checked into your feelings and not to something beyond them? You might not actually be able to ground into what's the reality, right? Just like even with this feeling alone energy, right? It's like, what if you just said, I identify I am alone, and then you just said, I'm freaking alone. You walked around talking about it to yourself because no one else was there. You're just like, I'm alone, I'm alone. The whole time the universe is listening, and they're going, this one, they on the soulmate A, right? Like, it's like, and then you're wondering, where's my soulmate? It's like, well, honey bun, you kept saying alone, alone, alone a lot. So, as you wish, right? Your command is the universe's wish on that. And what are you commanding to the universe? Alone, 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 right? Why though? Like, you could stop, so you can get the soulmate, so you can get the opportunities that are most assuredly in existence for you, so you can understand what it feels like to not any longer fear success and or growth. Perhaps your heart and soul know better than your mind, all right? Choosing your words wisely. By only being self-loving, you nourish, heal, and renew. How fitting we're talking about this on a Sunday. With total reverence for your body and an ongoing commitment to proper self-care, you can free yourself from disease and premature aging. With a truthful, elevated self-perception and a willingness to learn and change, you can maintain youthfulness. Well-being involves being able to truly receive pleasure and learn how to properly relax, how to properly breathe, right? You are the most intuitive healer you'll meet, and the one person you will be with the most. So you better love on you. You better respect you. You better honor you. You better love on you in all the ways, you guys, not just that one way that, you know what I mean? Like, when's the last time you thanked your hands for working? You know what I mean? When's the last time that you rubbed your shoulders and just, I love you. Like, thank you, body, for being here with me, because you understand you're the observer, not just the meat suit. Also, even if you thought you were just the meat suit, why aren't you loving you? Why aren't you loving the meat suit? You know, why are you looking in the mirror grimacing, thinking that that's you, and believing that that's you, and you still grimace? Work on that too, okay? Because how are you supposed to be, how are you supposed to be like, not contracting, but attracting a soulmate, right? When you don't even fuck with you, like, what would you? Like, you look at you and go, but you want anybody to look at you and go, oh, that's mine. Right? For what? When you're like, I don't want to lay claim to anybody's resting bitch face, let alone worse, like a grimace because they looked in the mirror? What? All right, so don't devalue you, okay? Stop fearing the success and the growth, all right? Stop fearing being able to handle feeling much more than alone. See, some of you, truthfully, you get more comfortable in that alone frequency. Less to deal with, less personality, less accountability. Is that what's going on? Because as long as you're holding yourself accountable and choosing you and protecting you, ain't no way somebody else is gonna come in and abuse you. I'm so serious. They can't even try it. Guide, stop me. I tried to joke and I can't even joke. They can't try it. Okay? If you're literally actively loving on you, ain't no way another cockroach gonna come around hissing at you, talking about kiss me, baby. No. Talk about give me money for no. They don't even get to reach you when you're on that frequency. I'm so serious. And again, for those wondering, well, how the hell do I get on the frequency? You confront you. Confront the version of you that thought it was okay to not protect yourself from that mofo. Okay? And with love. Okay, because here's the thing. The version of you that's confronting any version, excuse me, the version of you that's confronting any previous version of yourself is already top tier, upper echelon. So act like it when you address the others. I'm speaking to somebody. Somebody's got to go in the deep, dark recesses of their mind and heart space, right? And maybe breathwork does assist you with doing just that. There's literally breathwork meditations available for free in YouTube land and anywhere else you may want to look to find them. Study to show yourself approved, you guys. It's literally an investment towards your higher timeline. So really, there shouldn't be a question about whether or not you should do it. And again, by do it, I'm talking study to show yourself approved as well as confront you. Okay? Because you're scheduled to shine, baby. Ain't nothing else on the menu for you. You're going up. There's no going down. The only thing we're talking about is perhaps a delay at this if you get stubborn about staring in the doorway instead of doing the work. If you get stubborn about staring in that mirror and insisting on the grimace. Don't be that one. You know what I'm saying? Love you. Okay. So the bell has rung, and we're going to close out session on the other end of reading your cards here. I do have the initials, first, middle, or last, as well as chart placements of the person coming your way. And we will take a look at, that's one thing I did not pull, I think, was the message from them. After we take a look at what your romance angels have to say about this connection for those understanding they have been attracting someone in that's not a mofo, okay? Or at least not a mofo no mo. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I'm being guided to the X deck. I think this is the X deck. Hold on, let me see. I hear somebody grumbling. If this is not, you know, if you know, hell no, you can't accept an X deck. I agree. You know what I mean? I agree. Ain't no fighting over here. You know what I mean? And that's okay. I love you guys. All right, I haven't forgotten about reading your cards. Don't worry. I just, while the energy was hot, wanted to hit this deck up because I still have to look for the message. But I got sidetracked with this one, so we'll do it. Ooh. Love and light, eat me. Love and light, Teresa Horton. Much love and light. You guys, one moment. All right. To mention, St. Jude might be a saint of significance for someone here. I definitely was going to use the St. Jude candle for the session as well. And I think I forgot to mention that part. Okay, let's see here. Who is in the box? All right, let's see. Okay, so eat me. Okay, let me see here. That's a yes, a very intuitive yes. It seems that they may have the ability to travel they may need to relocate temporarily on the other side of receiving your message. That is possible if that is necessary. That's what I'm seeing from the cards. Eat me. Much love and light to you and they. Oh my goodness. Oops. Tower moment. I still don't have my setup finalized, so the bell was like already just kind of hanging on there. Don't worry, that wasn't a synchronicity of the energy eat me or anybody. Okay, yeah. Aw. Much love and light. I know, that's... Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely major arcana. I mean, an ace of cups came out on the other side of the two of wands, and it was either the 9 or the 10 of swords, forgive me. But it seems like he's good, not that he's in a good situation, if that makes sense. And that's the solace we take, right? Because unseen forces trump anything else going on out there, is the way I'll say it. All right. Love and light, Mariana. Okay, let's see here in August. All right, so we've got the 10 of swords come out, and at the time, the ace of cups at the bottom of the deck, right? And so I'm just getting, okay, I'm not getting it in the sense of no, right? But I'm getting in the sense of could be definitely dealt with. Okay, definitely talking about the mental space, the what ifs, the the worry, the anxiety, the attachment, perhaps, right? And it's like if you want to make sure that a great connection stays great, what you definitely want to do is make sure that you stay independent in that connection. Independent. not dependent, right? And that's not me calling or anyone else calling you out on being dependent, excuse me. Um, but if you are left to think this way, because again, going back to the mental space, then you may be overly attached, okay, towards the outcome, which is really great and is also justice for you, right? But please don't disregard this part of the message, is basically what I'm hearing to say, okay? So if and when you are in a worry state or an overactive, overstimulated mental state about the situation, keep it positive so that you're not actually the one self-sabotaging the connection and what could be the love of your life opportunity. All right, because if you don't understand what the Ace of Cups can mean on its own, right? I'm sure you can get what justice means, and we're already talking about someone, something here that you really want, right? But but you can't stay in this kind of state mentally and actually see justice, is what is basically the message. Not a doom and gloom, but it is left up to you and your own devices, right? Yeah, you got to get out of this. And Archangel Michael and your spiritual guidance team basically are saying that's the truth, okay? But you can and you will, and congratulations. All right, much love and light. So that's what we have for Eat Me and Mariana, and I don't see anyone else, which is okay. If I skipped over your question, please know it was not intentional, and please know the bell will again ring. I don't believe I have any mods on here for this one, you guys, and so bear with me on that, okay? Now, getting back to those that are um, here for love as well. Let me just try to find this one because it's like I saw a deck in my mind, but I don't know. Okay, is this it? All right. Okay. I found it. Hold on. Just make sure I have. Wow. Universe speaks. Angels are talking. So you guys might actually, speaking of angelic code, have been seeing either of these or 1111, quite frankly. But we've got 911. Union is in the air, but are you ready? Take care of any unfinished business now. Ooh. All right. Again, someone's being guided to reach out. So, maybe some of you are sitting here saying, no, no, it's not me to reach out. And I get that. But this person is so much in your energy. This person is so much coming towards your direction in a literal physical sense. All right. That I'm reading your energy and I'm reading them to filth. No, let me stop. But anyways, or am I? No, let me stop. We've got 1234 as well. A forward momentum is beginning to take shape in this connection. Pretty self-explanatory there. Okay, kind of repetitive. Is that scaring you? I hope not, because I want you to be ready for this. Okay, if you too feel like you to be ready for this, then claim the energy of being ready and also do the work. Confront you. Ask your angels and or spiritual guidance team and or ancestors for assistance on this. Okay, they got you. This connection doesn't not come with the energy of major arcana, which means divinity is for this connection, not against it. All right. And so you could be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 and or 1111 and or 911 in confirmation of this message. Okay, that's the angelic code that's come out. And you know what? Nothing just happens. It's not part of the deck that I'm intending to interact with here. Somebody could actually have one of those old-timey phones where it's like a house. I said old-timey phone, but like actual house phone that's like on a wall, and they could call you from there as well. Like a house phone, not necessarily a cell phone. Yeah. I picked up the rest of this deck unknowingly. I thought it was the deck I'm looking for, but we're talking about it, so it was, right? But 828, karmic justice will be served for the highest good of all parties involved, okay? So take solace in what is known through this message, okay? Lay claim to the energies that are beneficial of you and this connection. This person knows you are very irreplaceable, and that tells me, sadly, they've tried. I get it, you know? Um, we're here to learn and grow our soul, you know. At the end of the day, like as badly as you know, like my twin flame hurt me, I'm very grateful because, man, I don't know anyone else who could have been that same catalyst for me. You know, it would have taken, and this is, you know, I say this all the time, you guys, and this is not anything because of my own situationships, right? But just in general course, the divine will utilize as its, you know, strategy often things that we really care about, people that we really, really love. And the thing is, you know, the divine's not going to allow for you to love anyone to your detriment. And if you are like-minded, neither would you at this juncture. And I think that's why we keep talking about the previous versions and really trying to connect our head around the fact that we're not there anymore. And that that's okay, because being here means we're in a more powerful um, realization of self. Um, you know, even just understanding that we are the observer, the, you know, we're not simply and solely this meat suit, right? And you really do need to wrap your head around that, especially if you understand that you are part and parcel of the twin flame journey. Because my goodness, if not, you're going to go through, you're going to go for a loop or a few. And to be clear, your twin flame is never going to be somebody that like downright like dogs you out, like just, you know, drags you through, you know, ring of fire after ring of fire kind of thing. That's very much a karmic something or other, okay? Often incubus, succubus energy or worse, okay? And so, you know, I'm mindful that twin flames, trust me, can have narcissistic tendencies. But if you understand what a full-on narcissist is, and you should study to show yourself approved, so that they don't gotta teach you, honey. It's not for the faint of heart to learn some of those lessons. Okay, uh, but you know, to be clear, you shouldn't be pining over after anyone really, because you got you, and where there's you there's divinity and more than enough, right? But also even those, you know, understanding that, okay, that's, you know, my twin flame kind of thing. So what? I mean, if this person is just like another version of yourself in the past that wouldn't protect you, that wouldn't love you, right? And this is not about shaming self or anyone, right? It's about identifying, is this the experience I want and or desire? Because you're here to co-create, especially in new earth consciousness, what you desire. Because what you desire is not even likened to some aspects of previous self that would have desired straight toxicity, please, for 5,000, Alex, right? Like, no, we're if anything, you're just grateful to identify that is some straight toxicity, and I just know that I know can't fit into my world, let alone into me, right? Like, I mean, thank you next kind of thing, right? Again, you are in charge here, and that's well and good. You are more than capable to be, and the divine, even with all of its strategies that it implements, still chose you to be in charge. So now what? Right? Well, you're in this. You got to confront. All right. But somebody's being guided to come back, and this could be somebody, you know, whether this is someone connected to this person, whether this is this person's name, and or whether this is your name, collective member. We've got the following names. Oh my God, there's Paul. Somebody's Paul, you guys. That's so crazy. Letting you go was painful. We've got Jalissa. I spent way too much time waiting for you. Okay, so maybe this is on the part of the collective member, or vice versa. Take however these energies fit for you, you guys, right? But you know, spending too much time waiting on anyone was never on the menu. You whoever that was, you told yourself to do that. Okay. Yes, I know the pool, right? I'm hearing Troy Sivan, maybe somebody's name is Troy. I feel the rush, right? I get it, right? But at the same time, okay, depending on what all ever else you did with this person, could be why you feel the rush or the pull, okay? It's often why sex magic is involved in Karmicville, just saying, all right? And I know you're thinking that specialty drink. No, guys do it too, just saying, okay? Somebody has written text to you and never produced them, okay? Their name could be Donovan. You guys, you could take the initials as well. So we've got PJ, maybe somebody lives in the PJs, doesn't have to be the case. We've got D come out as well as L with Lana or Lena. I still feel you with me. So for those that understand, you know, twin flame telepathy, this is something you'll talk about on the back end of, you know, whatever you went through regarding this tower moment and or separation energy. Somebody here is saying you were supposed to choose me. This could be the name Caleb, right? This person could watch you online a lot. Could be some significance to a dog, or this person acted like one. Oh, we've got Becca. I need to move on, but we still have unfinished business. Naomi at the bottom of the deck. Being with you taught me a lot. Okay. So those names could have some significance, right? I'm still trying to get an actual message. Bear with, okay? For this person, so we can close out the session. I'm trying to take responsibility for my actions right now. Please know this. I feel too much pressure right now, but I feel a special bond with you that I've never felt before. You still take my breath away. I thought about reaching out to you, but then I stopped myself. So there is some guilt connecting to their energies here. I just want to take a closer look at, like, something. We're gonna go with this one. Yeah, they're looking at you, collective, as pretty stable with the Queen of Pentacles, right? You could be about that bag, like, okay, let me just hustle, let me just divide this and multiply, and, you know, you subtracted yourself from the equation, or them, depending on who I'm reading for, right? Yeah, we're talking about an emperor, could have, like, substance abuse use issues, right? Person could have had an overinflated ego, or just an ego issue, right? Trying to keep up airs kind of thing. Self-sabotage the crap out of the situation until you call judgment, like, no, we're good, like, I'm good on this, bye-bye, see ya, right? Could even had you messed up in some ish where, you know, cops was on call, on deck kind of thing, all right? Could have put you in third-party situations. You know, you thought they were just friends kind of thing, then you realized, oh, that kind of friends, and there were, like, more than one. You're like, what? This person could just, you know, be in, like, an industry that's often touted as seedy, right? You know, and could be like stripper vibes. Not coming for anybody who does that, and that can also, just the same, quite frankly, be part parcel of somebody's strategy and blueprint to get in the bag, getting the education, and getting the hell out of there. I get that too, right? But something this person was doing or not doing, and repeatedly, right, had you just on your set it off, waiting to exhale moment, right? There could be some significance to whiskey, could be some significance to English tea, tea time, could be some significance to the name Betty. We've got Six of Swords. All right, so in spite of all hell breaking loose between you and they, right, and or just in their world on the other side of not rocking with you or fucking with you kind of thing, they're looking for brighter days energy. Makes sense, right? And they want it with you. Somebody here could be plus size, doesn't have to be the case, right? Could be some significance to Rocky Horror, could be LGBTQ plus vibes, doesn't have to be the case, but this is your match, it's giving. This is your person. Really, especially on the other side of the Queen of Pentacles, now the King coming out. It seems like you are being asked to accept this offer when it comes in. There could be some significance to punk vibes, whether steampunk or punk rock, leather and chains, Doja Cat, right? This person sees you as having options, right? They see you as being free from their bullshit, right? They're manifesting you, but damn, what the substances, I don't know. I don't know about that. What's with the substances now? Hold on. I'll take it. So, karmically, you can be karma and change other people's lives, right? So you could be like the catalyst, just like somebody here, quite frankly, must have been a catalyst for you at some points along the way, right? To kind of make change and like clean up a bit and et cetera, et cetera. And it seems like that's what they're actively either wishing for and or doing, depending on who all I'm talking. So don't get it twisted, all right? Lay claim to what you know you should be laying claim to, and accept the rest of the message with a grain of salt if you must, okay? Because I'm getting, quite frankly, that there is a portion of, let's call these emperors, right? Since that card came out, whether guy, girl, what have you, because we're talking energy, right? But let's say, from out of 18 emperors, right? Let's say three of them are actually doing the steps to actually clean up, stay clean, hold themselves accountable, even outside of your presence, not utilizing you as the coach, not utilizing you as the therapist, right? Doing it on their own and or paying for services for coaches and therapists as they please, right? And then the rest of them are manifesting that this be the case. You see what I'm saying? So don't get all happy and skip and jump on the possibility of this, all right? Because this is a general collective message, and that's where I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got to make sure that we're understanding what we're doing here, okay? Because what we're not here to be is just simply and solely delusional, unless the delusion's working for us. We're not here to waste time and to wait and to hold our breath and to not live our highest vibrational timeline with our highest vibrational frequency match. Okay. Now, the potentiality out of this person is there. All right. But again, many of them are still, they're covered, but okay, they're covered. Let's just cover it anyways. But, with the Two of Pentacles, could be some heavy stripper vibes here. Somebody could dance for sure. But yeah, the Two of Swords, there's that 222 energy again. You guys, it is what you make of it, and same deal for this person. They want this, okay, but they don't think that they're necessarily ready in current energies with the I don't think I can take your action coming out, and I'm really bad at commitment. They're saying, I'm sorry I couldn't follow through with my promises, but the thought of you do does still do things to me. All right. Now the romance angels are saying make the effort. Okay, but let go of any control issues. Let go of aspects of regimented timelines regarding your expectations. Like, oh, I expect within 3 days this person to get their ish together and give me a call, give me a text, and we ride off into the sunset and have no problems. I mean, you could, right? But just don't get disappointed on the back end. I'm not here to project, never say never. So, if you know your intuition told you 3 days, okay, then your intuition trumps any reader or reading. So I'm okay with that, right? However, don't get to the point where you're that one if in 3 days' time, expecting all you want doesn't come in, then you've got to what? You've got to continue to remain faith-filled, not sabotage and, start yelling towards the heavens how you're all alone, right? Okay. But this situation does involve a marriage. I know that is somebody's truth because I just ugly. So maybe somebody was like ugly crying over this. All right. And in the past, this was an unrequited lover situation. But this person or somebody was healing family issues as well as well as aspects of financial issues, and you're being guided to trust when this opportunity comes in, not when you chase them down, not when you get your GUN and start hunting somebody like a wild animal, right? No, but when this opportunity comes to fruition, and it will, right? Have the heart to heart conversation, because you and this person both carry uh, romantic feelings and in the same measure. Maybe that was the issue in like moon cycles past. It's like, maybe one person was like all in, like, I freaking love you, like this is it, like, and the other person was like, I don't hate you, but like, and there's that call energy, you know. But now it's giving. that it's coming in equal measure. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 is definitely a number you may want to look up beyond what we've talked about in the session, as well as 828. Some of you, this is like power couple energy and legacy wealth attached to this connection. Okay, so please, take heed and take what resonates here. As far as the person that we're talking about, okay, if this isn't your energy, chart placements could be Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, Cancer, and or Scorpio. And first, middle, or last name initials could be PB. This could be the peanut butter to your jelly, or vice versa. Somebody could work at a gas station, BP. Could be some significance. We've got Q and R. Maybe somebody has QR codes, all right, to their, social media or whatever business that they may have. We could be talking about a masculine, a male. Okay, doesn't have to be the case, but we've got HE come out. We've got LF, okay, or FL. Somebody could be in Florida. We've got OG or GO. Somebody is being guided to definitely go towards you, not away from you. Last but certainly not least, we've got the initial, whether first, middle, or last, of J. All right, and so that is the message that we have for the collective for this particular Sunday session. All right. Bell has rung. If you know what to do and are still applicable, go on ahead. This person could actually message you to literally apologize. Just saying. All right. So let's see what we got in the box here. Love and light, Freaky J. Love and light, Country Love. And you are very, very welcome, Teresa Horton. Love and light, Namira. Good evening to you. Much love and light to you and the Netherlands. My goodness. Love and light, Cassandra. You're burning black candles. Is it working, Teresa? Okay, let's see here. That's a yes. All right. Regarding your home, it is stabilizing that. All right. And definitely understand that you are. I gotta hide this one. The star card came out first here, Teresa. But you are definitely being protected, as well as that money. There is something coming in for you, okay? However, with it being on night energy, I see that being between now and the month of October. All right, so definitely delay there. But it is what you make of it. Like, keep your mental positive and continue to talk about how, like, great your circumstances are, as if you're calling it in. Not in the sense of will be, but in the sense of are now. I'm grateful for my, vehicle that I purchased for this amount of money. It is this color. It is great on gas. It is low maintenance. I go here and there. I'm grateful that I use my vehicle to do these things, kind of, and do it for everything else, and talk about it. Even if you got to talk to yourself, even if you got to talk to yourself only in the mental space where it's just you hearing your own voice in your head because you're talking to yourself, do it, do it, do it, and do it some more. I'm hearing to say, because that's really going to help break off that, ideation of stagnancy. Okay. If you have bells, you can ring them too. I'm hearing to say, all right. Or clap your hands if you got no bells. All right. So that's what I have for you, Teresa Horton. Much love and light. And you're very welcome, Mariana. All right, let's see here. Okay, next year for J. Well, now you know the prerequisite to finding love is loving you to the point where you can't accept any cockroaches, kind of thing, right? So there's that. That would be you doing your part to ensure that right and proper love comes in. But we've got the King of Swords indicating yes for EJ, and as we should. Okay. I see in the cards right now, you looking at any candidates and going, not anymore, right? Not what you thought. I get that. And that's okay. What you're supposed to do from this point on is to continue to move forward, all right, and use your intuition. If somebody makes you feel like, like I don't know about you guys, but like I can even tell through like pictures, let alone actually like being with someone physically, if they have a high propensity to lie. Um, it's just usually energy that I see about the eyes, mouth, and hands, right? If you know that you've been gifted with that ability, don't act like you don't have the gifts and the abilities when dealing with somebody just because you're like, meet me. When I look to the left and when I look to the right, I understand I am alone, right? Like, because you otherwise are just setting yourself up to settle for crumbs, and that is settling for failure. Right? Like that's settling for like the non-contentment version of your life in all the potential variabilities that it could be lived out, right? And so once you really realize that, you kind of start living accordingly, right? Allow yourself to realize that. I am sure you have, at least if even if just the past couple seconds here, Jay. But live accordingly. Okay, that's what's going to be important, because as you kind of turn up the love dial on yourself and you're like, fuck it, I need a hug, I'm going to hug me, right? Like I need to be told I'm beautiful, whatever, I got me, right? And as you do that, a lot more people are going to try you. Hey, see you loving you. See, oh, that's your energy change. Oh, you glowing bright. Where are you going? You seem like you know where you're going. Where you can I go? And you're like, no, thank you. Next, right? Because you don't talk to cockroaches anymore. Like you're not settling for crumbs or even having the strength to cast anything towards a swine, right? You're just so busy focused on your goals, right? Putting the energy into you, okay, firstly. And so, of course, that's the prerequisite to getting what you want anyway. So there's no problem there. Just keep doing you, babe. All right? You are the love of your life, and that can't be problematic. Okay? You guys, don't be afraid to love yourself so much, fearing that if you love you too much, there won't be room for another person to love you too. That's not the way that works. That's a lie. If anything, the reverse that you've already been trying to live out moon cycle after moon cycle, which goes like, if I love them harder, they'll see me more, is wrong. That's delusional and not even in the beneficial, section of the land of delusion. I'm so serious, okay? But yeah, this could be somebody that you work with, okay, whether at work or through a project. I'm seeing with the Eight of Pentacles, Freaky J. All right, love and light, and congratulations, you are love. You got that love, all right, and you got more opportunities up ahead to love and to be loved. That's a beautiful story if I've ever heard of it, right? So no shame there, okay? All right, let's see here about Kyle Cassandra. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so that's a no. Here's the sitch, okay? This could come out because you guys are both like in the mental space, like this could be a thing. I see with you coming out as the Empress, as you should, this person not really looking at you as anything less than that, right? Which ain't nothing bad on this card. Do you see it? That's all you. There's nothing bad there, right? Obviously. Here's the sitch, though. Two people who, at their core, right, deep down in the dark recesses, and that's why it's really important to reach down deep, you guys, when you do some of these meditations, these intentions, these affirmations, to understand how you are cleansing and cleaning, how you are empowering yourself, utilizing your own energy, because you guys are capable of doing this, okay? And so when you do that work, you could still find aspects of abandonment wounds, right? Psh, no brainer, right? Duh, okay. Um, but what are you going to do about it? Well, what you shouldn't do about it is find a new band-aid necessarily, right? And it's like, here's a good guy, here's a great guy, here's a good girl, here's a great girl. There's no problem there. Okay. The issue, though, becomes when you're sidestepping the issue, okay? And the issue could be if when you're finding a trend of, well, this should work. This person and I, we have similar stories and this, that, and the third. The issue is the divine's not going to allow for you to settle. And so at some point, you're either fearing that the universe forgot about you and or lied to you about you, your existence, and how you're lovable. And or you're impatient. And even in that impatience, you're still in that lack mentality, fearing at your root, well, if I don't help God, if I don't help the divine, then everything crumbles and goes to hell. That's a falsity, right? It could be born out of fear too, just saying. Two people that can be really good people, really great people, can be that and still not be meant to be together, because there is someone that the divine has for you. And you're either going to believe that and surrender to that truth or not. Okay? So, if and when you realize, and I personally went through this recently, actually, Mercury be retrograding, right? So makes sense, okay? But you have to understand, it's okay to understand that, what, maybe there's a pull between this person and myself, because clearly, this isn't our first rodeo. Clearly, I know this person. Clearly, we've had some interactions even before this incarnation in a very loving manner, perhaps even, right? And you got to still say, and so what of it? Because you're still here to learn and grow your soul. You're not here to live out the same freaking incarnation over and over and over again. I mean, could you imagine having to live out Harriet Tubman over and over and over again? Could you imagine having to live out, being Joan of Arc over and over and over again? We're here to learn and grow our soul. Yeah, but obviously that means from one incarnation's timelines, versions of classwork, coursework, learning experiences to the next, right? Otherwise, what are we doing here? It'd be so dumb and boring, right? And so that's when you go, okay, obviously there are some things that I need to understand if I don't already, because maybe you do, and or maybe you don't, Cassandra, or anyone else who can make sense of this, as to what I know this person would have to be, okay, in order to be my match. So that looks like somebody who isn't needy. That looks like somebody who has their own, as do I, right? That looks like somebody who is able to not just take, but also give. And not just give, but also take in balance. That looks like somebody who's thoughtful. That looks like somebody that I don't have to chase and I don't have to question if they understand and or see and or appreciate my worth, my existence, right? Even if you can find somebody, it's like, okay, that clicks, that checks out, they respect me and everything, and for whatever reason things just aren't coming into that fullness of fruition of, wow, we're walking in a relationship, right? Then you got to understand there's reason for that, because how do you know the best lover you've ever had until you've had them? Otherwise, you're restricting yourself to just who you know, just who's available. And that therein lies the toxicity of the band-aid effect, okay? It's not taking away from this person being a good or great person at all. It's just at your root, how are you looking to use them, link up with them, experience with them, and or experience them? And you got to get to the root of that. Is it because fear of abandonment? Is it because fear of probably can't get anything better? Is it because ease of accessibility? Should that trump matters of the heart? Like, I don't really fuck with you, but you're fuckable because you're, like, in my town right now. Is that love? Were you looking for love, and yet, instead of protecting yourself against situationships and different kinds of connections that are toxic, right? You have to do this work so that you can better understand. Because unless and until you do, you're not going to understand. And guess what? Somebody could be in your face, literally the one talking about, I love you, I love you, I love you still. And you still will be finding ways to self-sabotage and wondering why. Because you didn't do the work. You have to find out, right? And that's not me coming towards you, Cassandra. I appreciate you being here, because this allows for all of us to kind of do a friendly reminder to do this work, right? So we're not falling prey to some form of illusion, whether we cast it or accepted it or not. All right. But that's what I'm getting. I think this person is definitely a soulmate. They're definitely working on their finances. And it seems like you were supposed to be more focused on work, but also again, somebody at work, someone, a connection through work might be a better match for you. Okay, so you're being asked to utilize your strength at this time, Cassandra, and anyone who makes sense of this, and just learn more about you. What you tick and why? What do you want and why? So that you can easily match it up. Like, okay, and I personally had to. This is just me, like, trying to share and care, you guys, and YouTube, Cassandra, is like, There was one, I won't say what it is because it doesn't matter, but there was one aspect that I know I am unwilling to really produce in order to kind of be in any kind of like permanent type of relationship. And the aspect connecting back to like the deal breaker is something that would almost command a very long term commitment. And it's one thing to be like, okay, I'm going to enter into this covenant understanding that this is not for the short term, it's for the long term. But to solidify it and then also bring in another energy into it, that's where I personally draw the line for me, my preferences, my age kind of thing, right? And so that's how I was able to like not that's how I was able to make a decision unemotionally about how it's okay that though this person clearly is a soulmate, though I clearly love this person dearly, they are not my husband, kind of thing, right? And I had to take resolve in that. And it didn't mean like, oh, well, then I can't be, so and so's friend. I can't have any interaction with so and so, because then you're just restricting yourself from life. So just because you have identified somebody as not your husband, not your end game, doesn't mean you can't ever interact with them. You can't be friends. You can't laugh and share a meal, right? And as far as the other stuff, be sure in your awareness about why you do and or do not want some other aspects that could be part and parcel of the experiences together, because you need to know that and you owe yourself to know that. Otherwise, are you protecting yourself? And that's beyond the sexual protection. I mean mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually as well, right? Because all of that stuff gets kind of tied together when you're doing those very things as well, okay? And that's between you and you at that point, right? As long as everyone's consensual, you know. But take from the message what you can, honey bun, okay? That's what I got for you, Cassandra, and anyone else who maybe you've been faced with some of those same questions. Hell, we've all been there. I was there like 2 days ago. um, okay, let me see here. So Teresa Horton, I did answer your question about burning the black candles. You'll have to scroll back, babe. I promise you I did. And so it's working. And so there's some other aspects of the channel and other cards that came out that I don't want to rob you of. So you may just want to go ahead and scroll back, Teresa Horton, because I have read your message today. Okay, much love and light. All right, let's see here. So the next person is Country Love. Okay. All right. Okay. I am hearing to say not next month, as I heard no, the no card came out. However, in a whole, yes, your business does eventually, this is the star card, cannot show or you know why, does balance out, and you may actually get an offer for like advancement in the sense of like co-branding or just promotion, okay, or like product placement. All right, but something seems like it needs balanced out there. I don't know if it's simply and solely your mental space. I think it might be a little bit more. You're getting justice here though. Hold on 1 second. I think okay. Oh my goodness. So ups and downs, as it were, in the realm of the entrepreneur. I get that. We recently had a message released regarding success versus failure. And so I think there's even a short about that here, honey bun. You might want to look for that, just saying. But as far as success, okay, long story short, you already are a success. Long story short, your business is a success. Now, as far as some of the time constraints and or some of the expectations and desires that we have about that timeline and about the goings on, whether logistically and or otherwise, right, as well as financially, not necessarily what you're expecting in current energies, right? But it's not a doom and gloom message, like in the sense of, gosh, that business is going to tank and there's just nothing else you're never going to get it off the ground. Like, no, it's not that. And maybe that is some of the mental space goings on that's leading to this like heartbreak, like you almost want to give up kind of thing. But the justice stands for you. You just gotta really maybe not be so hard on yourself, maybe not be so hard on trying to build Rome in one day, right? Balance things out. Give to yourself a little bit more than just giving outwardly towards businesses, people, places, and things, so that when you are giving towards businesses, places, and things, it's more in alignment, less emotional perhaps, and less hurried, so that you can gain that long-standing footing, referable to this groundwork. So you're only going up from here. All right, the justice stands. Queen of Wands, you could be actually really gaining notoriety on the strength of your products. Okay, people connecting you to your brand. I love that. Chills on that. That's pretty cool. All right, you're very welcome, Cassandra. I'm glad it made sense. Yes, country love, it's been a minute. As you can see, been working behind the scenes really hard, AF, if I do say so myself. So bear with your girl. A lot of change and transition. I'd like to think in a positive way, right? But definitely send love light your girl's way, because I'm in the trenches, not really even for myself, just for all of us here. Okay, the energies have not been for the faint at heart, that's for sure. But you guys, if nothing else, I try to lead by example and keep going. The more that you persist, the more that change becomes an energy that is not only necessary but is pleasurable, right? You know how many people fear change? Oh, in order to do this, I'm gonna have to do these other three things. It's why a lot of us are alone, right? In order to be with us, you'd have to like be serious and like be so for real. It's like, what do you mean? Can't even, and it's like you're just swatting away flies. Like, no, I'm good. Like, we're so good over here. Like, go over to the pile of shit. You might have a better chance there. You know what I mean? And so, as you do this, of course you've got to confront yourself. Of course you've got to pull in some late nights. Of course you've got to try again. Of course you got to believe when other people around you that say, "Oh, I believe," and can't even maintain their consistency in their belief about even trying to pretend, right? Okay. So, don't wait for anyone else outside of you, firstly, to keep you encouraged. All right. Inclusive of your girl love. I love you guys so, so much. And I'm rooting for you in spirit and in truth. You can ask about me. I'm just so serious, right? However, even I know I'm not to be here every second of every day, right? Because I can, pull my pom poms out all I want, and I'll do it because I love you guys so much. Woo! You did it! Whatever it is. Breathing! Yay! You didn't give up, right? And so what of it? Because I could shake them pom poms till the cows come home. And if you don't believe in you, right? So what of it? But here's the sitch. Those resonating with those people, right? Being around that you two have to strain. It's not even for the bump, right? It's more like, lacking of authenticity, expecting you to feed into lesser than truth, right? Um, so what of it? Because you don't have to allow those people, places, things, energies, entities to ruin your day, right? If anything, next time we go live, shake your pom poms with me, right? How about that? Keep going, you guys. I'm so grateful that you are still here and are still amazing. Okay, why? Because you exist, right? Because you haven't given up. Okay, because you do align with truth and prosperity and growth, as you should. Okay, you came here to be in alignment with all of those things anyhow, so there's no problem. I love when we get together, there's really no problems. Okay, but I need you guys to know you too can put your own coach hat on, basically, right? We talked about that recently, even if you have to literally have one to feel, right? And you very much are more than capable at conquering what all ever you've set out to conquer. All right, maybe you don't always have awareness of what all you set out to conquer, right? But you can also ask your spiritual guidance team for more information about your spiritual contract, for more information about whatever the hell you're wondering about, right? Whether it be next steps, whether it be about the truth in all of this, right? keep going, keep expecting to receive, okay? Because you are already on the great side of karma. Too late you exist. You already wanted this. It's more about what will you do now that you're here in this new earth, all right? Definitely conscious based, you guys. Nobody needed to hop from one planet, from one rock to the next, okay? It's really, really how powerful you are. It's a testament to that, all right? I'm grateful to talk about it. So if I say so myself, I'll talk about it all the time. Okay, we earned the ability to talk about that. How we are amazing. How we haven't given up. Right? How divinity does back us in spite of no man, no woman. Right? Okay. So keep going. You guys know I love you. All right. So you can't even walk around going, "Oh, nobody cares." I care. That's why we have all of these tough conversations. All what? All right. It's not necessarily the most pleasant of things, right? The confrontation isn't always about the pleasantry, is it? It's about cutting through some of those pleasantries, like lip service, like avoidance, like sugarcoating, right? And that's okay too, because on the other side of actually cleansing, clearing, revamping, trying a new perspective, right? A lot of beautification happens. So even the ugly, even the less than pleasant, less than desirable carries purpose just the same. Okay? So please don't attach any shame or stigma to any kind of, icky, less than desirable aspects of you, of your path, right? If anything, confront them. Such to the point where, no, no, not the shame and stigma. No, no, not the angst, not the, um, anxiety, okay? But to beautify out of that, okay? Just like you take any of the stones that have been thrown about towards you on your name, right? And you've piled them up to make a beautiful bridge, okay, between you and your next steps. Keep going, all right? If you haven't done so in a while, I'm challenging you to learn something new, whether it's connecting to the spiritual, whether it's connecting to you or not, okay? Many of you have been guided to get into learning something. Go on ahead and start reading. You can't read a book about it, read a magazine. You can't read a magazine, look at pictures about it. You can't look at pictures about it, ask your guides for next steps on how you're going to implement getting more wisdom, okay? You are here to uh, be imparted with wisdom. Will you receive it as it comes? You'd have to align yourself, right? If you're looking to be educated about something, where do those people that are already educated about that very something go and interact? What do they do? How do they live? How do they not? Right? Take notes and align accordingly. The choice is yours. You have the power. All right. I love you guys so, so much. I'm going to ring the bell, last call, and then we're out. If this is where I leave you, have a phenomenal week, you guys. I'm rooting for you. And I do very much look forward to the next live stream. However, please be mindful, I will be uploading content to the channel in recent course. So if and when you should get the notification of same, please support that too. Please hit the like, please share it too. Definitely helps the algorithm to pick up the channel and get the free messages that you guys, you love these messages. I love them too, right? I don't always know what's going to be said through the channeling, right? I don't always know what the cards are going to be until I pull them, okay? If you enjoy that experience, okay, chances are somebody else that you know and love, or you don't even know, right, would too. And sharing literally is caring. So as you guys do that, you're karmically asking for it, right? And there's nothing bad there in that karma. There's no tower moments unless it's catapulting you towards the intended destiny anyhow. So I'm just saying, do your part, all right, to get these messages as well as to gift them out, okay? It's never going to hurt you at all, I promise. And it never costs anything to do it, okay? So thank you for those that will and have, right? Thank you for the bell notification, country love. I appreciate you. And, all right, let's see here. So Teresa Horton, you had a question be something, but you get one free question, and you know this because we talk about you knowing the live stream rules all the time, Teresa Horton. All right, I'm grateful that this week you were able to follow the rules to the point where you formatted the question and you have, you know, properly entered one of your questions into the chat, but you also know that you get one free question per live stream. So unless you're looking to pay me, I mean, that's the question that apparently needed to be answered the most, okay? And hopefully you take some solace in that. If you'd like to pay me, book a session, fine, okay? I'm grateful to be here to come on for you guys and to read your cards. And I appreciate you guys appreciating me for that. And I appreciate you guys allowing everything to be orderly and good vibes on here, okay? Because I'm not here for anything less than. And if you can't get squared away with the live stream rules, you know, don't get miffed at me about it. I'm very patiently here saying please and thank you, know and follow the live stream rules for your free tarot reading. And there's no problem in that unless you're making it a problem. And even then, that would be like you with you, because I'm doing my part and I'm grateful that I've done my part, and I thank you for showing up and appreciating me on that, okay? For those that are willing to tip and donate, I'm not opposed to it, in case anyone wondered, right? If you're saying, gosh, I'd love to, I just don't know how, check the description box, all right? I don't mind. And either way, please and thank you for getting the free messages out to more people that need them, all right? That's why we're here. And hopefully you take solace on the fact that, you know, you've gotten a free tarot message today from your girl, all right? Um, because you guys, if you know, if you were of a mindset that you couldn't even be grateful about that, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't even know why you would ask me to read your cards. You know what I mean? So there's that. Continue to do this work, you guys. It really starts with you. And as you kind of focus on you more, your world that really is you pushed out, long story short, gets a lot cleaner, a lot more high vibes. All right, you smile a lot more and you start to know a lot more without ever needing to panic before learning what you had to panic, what you taught yourself you had to panic about to know, right? Life gets easier in those ways. And you guys, I'm here for you to get that life, okay? It's yours anyhow. I'm not here to take it from you, okay? So thank you for those that appreciate me, my effort, and my time. As somebody did mention, I haven't been on here in a while. So I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for being grateful that we can have this energetic exchange in a time that the universe does allow for it. Okay. What I definitely don't want to do is come on and, you know, be met with other lesser than energies. Okay. That go like, well, you know, I thought it was Burger King and that I was going to have it my way. Kind of, you know, okay. Thank you for appreciating me. And I appreciate those that appreciate me and my time, my talents, my abilities, my gifts. Okay. I don't know how else to say it any more plainly than that. And thank you for those that have showed up and showed out. You come on, you hit the like, right? You patiently wait for that bell to ring. When the bell rings, you follow every aspect of the live stream rules. That's so amazing. I appreciate you. Please don't think otherwise. Um, because I mean, I just don't know how else to more plainly state the obvious. Okay. I love you guys. um Me asking and or expecting you guys to follow the rules shouldn't be based on I love you, I hate you. Like, that's not my vibe, okay? So I appreciate that energy being reciprocated, all right? The energy I give to you guys, and I'm very grateful for you, all right? Have an amazing week if this is where I leave you, okay? If not, I just, well, not if not, I wanted to say, also, please, there are some messages on here that you guys definitely, um someone here definitely should start taking heed. Okay, it's like I'm giving the message. It's like meat and potatoes and then some. It's the vegan steak for those that, you know. And I don't want you guys to miss the messages just because they're not coming out on the next live stream, on the newest live stream. These messages are timeless, okay? So take from them what you're here to get from them and share them accordingly, because there are others that are meant to get out of them as well. And sharing is caring, all right? Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your energy. And I definitely love each and every one of you. Okay. And stay blessed. Stay amazing. All right. We got this. And I'm not joking. Like, we got this. And I love you. Much love and light.